it's Coach Favour, and today we're going to be working on some ankle stretches and strengthening exercises. Our ankles are very important and precious in gymnastics, but they're not always focused on a lot of the time, so that's what this video is for. And before we get started, it's always a good idea to stretch and strengthen on warm muscles. So I'm going to put a warm-up on the screen that I want you to do before we jump into the video. Now that our muscles are all warm, we're going to start with our first stretch. So we're going to sit down on our feet, just like this, and then we're going to come up a little bit so the pressure is on our ankles. And make sure not to hurt yourself or push yourself past what you can handle, okay? And we're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. The next stretch we're going to do is an ankle rolling exercise, and we're just going to roll it both ways with our hand 10 times each. And this really helps get our ankles flexible. Make sure you go slowly and you don't push your ankle more than it can handle. Okay, now I want you to pause the video and repeat or rewind to do it with your other foot. So for the next exercise, we're going to be slowly pointing and flexing our toes, but make sure you have something like a pillow or a book or anything you can find to place under your legs so that your heels are off the ground. So we're going to do this 10 times really slowly. All the way pointed, all the way flexed. For this stretch, we're going to use a little bit of resistance. So I have a resistance TheraBand, but if you don't have one at home, that's perfectly fine. You could use a belt or even a scarf, whatever you find that works for you. Okay, so we're going to wrap it around one of our feet, and we're going to lift our foot off the ground, and we're just going to pull the band back while pointing our foot forward, and hold it for about 20 seconds. Okay, feel free to pause the video or rewind so you can do it with your other foot. Now that we've stretched our ankles, we're going to move on to strengthening them. So we're going to use the same band or belt or scarf that we used for the previous stretch. We're going to wrap it around our foot, and we're also going to raise our feet with a pillow or a book or whatever you have, and we're going to pull, and we're going to point our foot all the way and flex it all the way, really slowly. Make sure to go extremely slow and controlled when you pull it back to flex. And we're going to do this 10 times. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to shift the position of the band. So our band is going to go around. Our hand is going to go on the inside, so in the direction of the other foot. We're going to pull this way, and our foot is going to go out, so out like that, and bring it back in slowly and out. 10 times again. If it's too easy, make sure you're pulling on the band. And you can pull on it harder or lighter to adjust the resistance. Okay, now we're going to wrap the band the other direction and pulling our band the other way. And we're going to bring our foot to our other foot, so like this, and bring back slowly 10 times. Okay. Make sure to pause the video or rewind so you can do the other foot. For the next strengthening exercise we're going to do, we're going to keep the pillow under our feet, under our legs to keep our feet above the ground, and we're going to trace the ABCs with our feet. We're going to do both capital letters and lowercase letters. So I'm going to start with capital letters, but you can start with lowercase. And keep in mind that these probably will not look like the letters of the alphabet when you're seeing them, but when you're doing them, you should really try as much as you can to make them look like the letters of the alphabet. So, and make sure to get full range of motion, pointing and flexing when you can. Make sure to pause the video or rewind to do that with your other foot. And also do lowercase letters, so you can rewind and pause the video to do it with both feet for that as well. The next exercise we're doing is toe tappers, and we're going to do those standing up. So we're just going to lift our toes off the ground as high as we can and bring them back down. Just like this. and I want you to do 50 of them in a row, okay? Try not to rock back and forth too much and let the motion only come from your ankles. So we just did toe tappers, and now we're going to do the reverse of that in calf raises. And even though the primary muscle worked in calf raises is our calves, it still helps strengthen the ankle muscles. So we're getting 2 for 1, and we're going to do 50 of them, okay? Make sure to go slow and try to keep your feet together. Feet and heels together. Okay, and if double leg is too easy, you can transition to a single leg calf raise and do 20 on each side. You might want to hold on to something if you're doing single legs. And if you want to do a variation of that exercise, you can do more calf raises in different leg positions. So you could do it wide, like this. You could do it with your feet pointing out slightly like this. You could even do it with your feet pointing in. Just be careful with this one that your knees don't go in too much. And if you want to get a fuller range of motion, you can do it on a step or a book so that you go all the way down and that your feet can go past horizontal and go like this. Those are really good to do if you want to stretch or if you want to strengthen all parts of that ankle. Hope you enjoyed that video about ankle stretches and strengthening exercises. It's really important to have flexible and strong ankles for gymnastics. So I want you to pick at least one stretch and strengthening exercise to do every day for your ankles and watch them grow stronger and stronger and more flexible. Hope you're staying safe and happy, and I can't wait to see you back at the gym.